Right. So, last time on RPG, you guys set out on the long journey over to the mountain range known as the Spine, and after being waylaid by some goblins and you know, in general fashion for you guys dealing with it very destructively.
There was some constructiveness in there, I'd say a little.
You did teach them about traps, kind of.
Well, we also paved the way for a better future. You know, they're not going to have to deal with those idiots anymore.
Yeah. But so yeah, you guys now currently are just sort of you guys are you seem to be getting a lot closer to your destination. Not far from if you when you look out the side of outside of the cart on the wagon, not very far you see just this very just large and imposing like red stone mountain range just sort of spanning in either direction like as far as you can see. But it does seem like you guys have like a little bit of time and you're all kind of sort of like taking this moment of quiet in your own way. And that means you guys are all getting some cool shit on me.
Yay!
Because so Card Sharp, your experiences with Dagonet and kind of the way he was sort of like set wild kind of made you kind of like reevaluate just you're sort of like while Dagonet is like easier to control when you keep him pretty tightly bound, you definitely recognized just how strong he became when he wasn't. So you're sort of like you have an idea in your mind to experiment with kind of letting the reins a little bit looser. And I'm gonna say that once per session you can sort of unleash Dagonet and make him he gets +2, and you can get like you can once per session you can have +2 to any action that involves Dagonet.
Oh shit.
Alrighty, I'm writing that down in useful items. Thank you.
Yeah. Useful items is a good spot to put it like in general. I'm trying to keep most of these kind of passive, so you don't have to worry about like having a useful item slot like taken up by it.
Right.
I wish I could find a place to put it. Yeah, I'll just put it here for now.
I was gonna put mine right next to the colon of useful items.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty helpful.
So Pikachu, you meanwhile have kind of been examining the big club that you took from the Goblin Chief in the previous campaign.
Hell yes, I have.
And while it's really fucking cool and you really want to use it, you kind of hate having to lug it around. So using like a couple of like spare tools that like Radimus had, you've kind of like tried your hand at just sort of like affixing it in some ways to the Iron Tail just to give it a bit more heft.
Oh shit.
So I'm gonna say that the Iron Tail is now gonna give you +2 to melee flips instead of just +1, as
Let's
it's been reinforced.
It's just got goblin blood all over it now.
That helps with aerodynamics.
Yeah.
He put racing stripes on it. It makes him faster.
It does smell worse now.
Thorben,
-1 to your smell stat.
Thorben, you just in general have been feeling real good lately. Having Larry back and safe just really kind of fills you with a little bit of extra inspiration. So I'm going to say that once per session you can get a bonus. Once per session, you can have Eclectic flip you 2 additional cards rather than the normal 1, and you can choose when it is. So like you don't have to just like not you don't have. It's not like the first flip that's boosted by Eclectic gets an additional card. You can be like, I want to get like +2 from this one, and we'll just keep track of that.
Done. Written it down. I'm so psyched Larry's back.
You're inspired. You've got the Larry inspiration.
I'm walking on Larry.
And Charles.
That is my
You
current
Get a gun. Who needs courage when you have a gun?
you've never been much of a fighter, but so you don't normally carry a weapon on you, but you have noticed that with your chosen choice of company, it's becoming pretty apparent that you need a way to defend yourself. And so you've kind of been just sort of like thinking back sort of very carefully just to the kind of just to the sort of like weapons and like knives and stuff that you've just sort of happened across and had to use in the moment. And you've sort of and you think you've devised a pretty good way to sort of turn extremities into them. So I'm going to say, as long as you have a free hand or arm, you can use biology to flip for melee attacks by turning your hand or arm into a weapon.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
And
so that was just as long as there's a free hand.
yeah, as long as you have a hand, or as long as you have a free hand or arm to turn into a weapon, you can, use biological weaponry. Wait 1 second.
I love biological weaponry.
Okay.
Nothing better for humankind.
So your moment of introspection doesn't really last long, because pretty soon you sort of feel the cart kind of slow to kind of a halt, and Radimus just sort of turns back and goes, "Well, I'd say we're here," and he kind of gestures to just this like very large, intricately carved set of double doors that are like just carved into the mountain, with just many different like dwarven faces just kind of like inlaid into the stone.
Should we knock?
It doesn't seem like you're going to have to, because you also see that you also see that like 2 dwarves in just like full sets of like heavy black armor are just sort of coming up to like just sort of like inspect the wagon.
Been through this before.
And they just sort of they exchange a few words with Radimus. He shows them sort of like the papers and stuff, just saying that he and you guys are allowed to be here. And before long, they just kind of they open up the wagon, and the first thing you hear is the first thing you hear is one of the dwarves yell, "Rat!" And Pikachu, you feel yourself pulled out of the wagon and then pinned to the ground, while the other dwarf is like raising a hammer very malicious intent above your head.
What in the God's name are you doing?
Actually,
Dude, I gotta
I'm a
shoot the hammer.
mouse.
Are you?
So,
you guys saying?
I'm gonna
actually,
shoot the
I'm a
hammer out of
mouse.
his hand.
Okay,
Card sharp
give me
yells out
give me just agility range to just shoot an arrow.
There, I gotta open my.
Why do you have to immediately go to shooting an arrow?
Dude, I'm gonna disarm. He's gonna smack Pikachu, dude. How? What? Listen, I'm gonna use my newfound abilities too. Pop, pop, and I'm healthy too.
Oh, I like the.
Oh,
the-
dude!
Oh,
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, it's fucking perfect.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, yes.
Thorben, you just sort of like your reflexes are on point right now. You just immediately spring into action, knock an arrow, and just fire it and shoot the hammer out of this dwarf's hand. And he just sort of turns to you and he's just like, "What do you think you're doing?"
What are you doing?
Yeah, what do you think you're doing, buddy?
He's part of our party.
That's a sentient being right there that you're about to smack with a hammer. That's my boy.
What are you talking about? This isn't
could-
one of the. It's one of the. This isn't one of the ratkin from down below.
No, we've never been here before.
These things trying to weasel their way out all the time.
He's not one of those.
Yeah, how
Why
would
did
he
you say something?
I'm from Kanto.
Whatever that means.
You're from what?
He's not. The point is, he's not from under the spine or wherever you're claiming these creatures are from.
I think it's east somewhere.
Why would he be sneaking out in a caravan?
Why
That's
would he be
coming...
sneaking back in? Is the better question.
Sorry, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, your logic isn't very good, sir.
Give me intelligence and persuasion.
Who?
Card sharp.
Intelligence. That's a 3, and persuasion is a 2. Okay. And I'm healthy. Oh, pretty neat. You kidding me? I'll use a hero point. Okay. There we go.
I guess you've got a point, but they're kind of like discussing something among themselves when you hear like a more sort of like female voice just kind of call out, just going, "What's going on out here?" And immediately on hearing this voice, the two dwarves just like stop talking amongst themselves and just are immediately just stand at attention. And you see just like a blonde female dwarf with very just like a very like heavy and regal looking armor, and of course, even though she's a female dwarf, a very stately beard. Just sort of
Yes, a fine feminine beard.
just sort of like walk forward and just examine what's going on. Just go. Let me guess. Are you the ones the mages said they were? Are you the ones the city mages said they were sending over?
Yes, and not even 5 minutes here, and my companion has been accused of being some kind of monstrous creature.
He's been absolutely accosted.
I think we could make a claim for harassment.
I don't know if that's probably a bad idea.
Well, doesn't have to go
Were you always on heavy guard, or
Oh,
something
that's
happened recently?
Oh, I can assure you, we're always on heavy guard around here. I run I run a tight ship, stranger. That's how things get done.
And what exactly do you do here?
The guards kind of like shoot the guards kind of shoot themselves. The guards kind of shoot themselves a glance, like you just said something very bad. And she just sort of looks at you for a moment and just goes, "What's your name?"
Thorben Stringley, ma'am. I put my hand out. Inventor of the Thorben Stringley's Magic Quiver, TM. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Well, Thorben Stringley. Let me ask you one more thing. When you lay down your head in your nice, comfy city bed at night, what's the last thought that goes through your mind? Is it, oh gods, I hope some horrible demonic void creature doesn't break in and kill and rape and murder me? Is that what you think when you tuck in for the night?
No.
Well, then you're fucking welcome, because that's my job. I run this whole spine in this whole city, and all the people who keep those nasties underground, so you don't have to worry about them. That's what I do around here.
All right. I just go back into the cart. I'm gonna go back in the cart.
All I was saying is this is a big misunderstanding. My friend here is not any sort of creature from underneath the spine.
She kind of looks you over and she goes, well, I mean, that much should be obvious, but he's close enough that it'll make people uneasy. See, we have problems with the rats down below. They like to set up nests in our mines.
Are they as yellow as him?
No, they most certainly aren't, but gods, who knows what they look like underneath all that dirt and grime. God knows I've never seen one clean.
Fair enough. While I have you here, you probably know your way around. We, as you know, have been sent by the mages. Who can we speak to about talking void magic with?
You'll want to go to the Candlebearer district on the west side of town.
Thank you.
They've got there are mages, you see.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as well. Oh, and I forgot to introduce myself. The name's Thelma Spinekeep. Hopefully, it will be the last time we have to make this acquaintance. I expect this will be the last time you cause. I expect you will keep your troublemaking outside of the city walls.
Of course. Card Sharp. And Card Sharp takes out a Joker card from a deck and hands it to her.
I just kind of mumble. We didn't even really start any trouble.
But he just hands it to her like a business card, even though it has nothing special on it.
She takes the card and kind of looks it over and just goes, "Thanks," as she drops it to the floor.
Card Sharper's going to help dust off Pikachu and help him into the cart.
Is it just an ordinary Joker? I can't.
Yeah, I said it. There's nothing special on it.
I'd like to.
He just hasn't. He has an infinite number of. He has an infinite number of like regular playing cards that he has.
Zell was asking because I'm sure he wants to put that card up his sleeve.
Absolutely. Right there with the 6 of clubs.
But Card Sharp has an unidentifiable number of just full decks in his coat. They just
to be
keep
fair, the last time I used one, you weren't around.
The Dingles said that's the one thing I can have that's kind of just an infinite. Just I don't have to We just have a bunch of playing cards.
Yeah, but when we need it, you're not there.
That is true. That is true. When there was when you were having they were having a poker match, you were nowhere to be found.
Imagine, dude. Imagine you're in the middle of a poker match. You're losing. Card sharp trips. Thousands of cards just fly out all over the room. The poker match is called off. It's going to have to be rescheduled. You know what I'm saying? Because it's lost. All the cards are lost.
Yeah.
I can't remember which hand I had.
Well, anyway, so Thelma Spinekeep just kind of like stops for a moment. She just goes, "Well, that'll be all from me. I wanted to greet the city visitors. It's about time I got back to." And she shoots you a glance, Thorben, and she says, "Whatever I do around here."
Yeah, get out of here, man. No, I won't do that. No.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, quite.
Kind of name is
Kinda like-
Fine Keep anyway.
She kind of leaves you, and the guards are just like, well, I guess you're fine to come in. And Radimus is just like, "All right, fellas. Well, you just send a holler over my way if you need me back here. I don't think the cart really is gonna make it down those stairs."
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, have you ever tried?
No, but I'm not about to.
Fellas, I just stepped away for a couple minutes. What happened?
Basically, just the sort of encounter with the leader dwarf is kind of just like is sort of over, and you guys can go in the city now.
How many?
Radimus hit a note.
How many horses are on the cart?
It has 2 horses.
Alright, fine, dude. I'll walk down the stairs. My head hung low.
Is Radimus just hanging out outside, or?
No, he's just sort of heading back. He said, like, when you need him, just send for him.
Card Sharper's gonna head directly to the candle. What was it called? The candle holding district?
She just said like the candle bearers.
Okay.
All right.
He doesn't even know where that is, so he's gonna try and kind of just walk up to somebody who doesn't look too busy.
So yeah. So you guys just sort of you guys like descend just like what seems like hundreds upon hundreds of like large stone stairs, and eventually find yourself into just sort of like this like massive just underground city comprised of like just these like what seem to be like towering buildings like carved out from like into the rock. You're essentially standing in like a enormous cavern just filled with stone buildings. It would almost seem like an above ground city if it weren't for the fact that when you look up, all you saw was just dark stone.
Are we now in the city proper?
You are.
It's
Card
pretty
Sharper's
impressive.
gonna walk up to someone who doesn't look too busy.
What's lighting the place?
There's actually a very intricate like lighting system that you're not super familiar with. Rather than sort of like the candlelit kind of like spires you'd see in like a normal city, these ones actually are composed of like glass bulbs that seem to be producing light somehow. You've never seen anything like it in like in a city before.
Weird.
They got some strange magic. Oh.
Card Sharper's gonna walk up to someone who isn't too busy.
I'll give you a choice of who you want to walk up to. You can choose a guard. You see, there's two people milling about that don't seem to be like doing anything in particular. One is just like a guard, just kind of minding his post. One is like a very one is like a very well dressed dwarf, and one is just like a more just very like casually just kind of like just sort of like a dwarf in just like very casual, very sort of like kind of dirty clothes.
Karcher's gonna walk up to the guard.
The guard just kind of the guard as you approach, the guard just kind of just like he sort of like tosses his weapon a little bit in his hand, just goes, "Ooh, lad, how's the weather up there?"
It's been all right. I just have a question. I won't take much of your time.
I got a question too. Just scraped your head on the cave ceiling when you walked in, big fella.
Oh, yeah. Do you know where the candle bearers...
Wait, let me stop you. The helmet shop. You look like you need one around here.
Sure. Why are you giving me directions for that? Can you also tell me where the candle bearers district is?
Looking for scholars.
I just have magical business to deal with.
Sure. You're gonna wanna, and then he just sort of like, he just kind of gives you like a series of like directions and landmarks and corridors within the city to take. It's not particularly it's kind of confusing for someone who's new in town, but you sort of take in all of the instructions as well as you can.
And where is this helmet shop you mentioned?
Well, any arms and armor, that's fine pick territory. You'll find them in the middle of the city.
Thank you.
They're actually not far from here. Lucky sods set up right near the front of the gates, so that the rich surface dwellers get to see them first.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Hey, I got some business too. Where's the closest bar?
He actually, as you approach him, Pikachu, he actually like raises his weapon for a moment, and he's just.
Hey, I'm not one of those rat
He's
kids.
not one of these. He came into the city with me.
Oh, that's right. The spine keeper sent out something to us guards. Ugh. He just kind of like gives you sort of like a dirty look, Pikachu, and just goes, "Well, I don't know if it'll serve you, but you can find a bar in Fine Peak territory too. No finer art than brewing, I say."
Sounds good.
Well, Pikachu here can drink with the best of them. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, none of you dwarves can really hold up to what he's got.
He makes a face like he's very displeased with the fact that he just imagined Pikachu drinking. Well, anyway, I've got a job to do. He says a bit more bluntly now.
Wait. Did we get directions to a bar? Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah,
same area.
he said it's like He basically said that like it's also in like the center of town.
I don't know. I'll start heading that way then.
Carter was going to head directly to the Candlebearers district.
I'm gonna
Alright.
tag along with Thorben.
Well, to be honest, I was feeling like I should tag along with you, you know? Because if you're going to the bar by yourself, it might get, you know, kind of got to vouch for you, know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to stick together at the bar.
Where's Charles going?
Well, I feel like there's probably less chance of things going wrong for Card Sharp than there is Thorben and Pikachu around here. So
What do you mean?
I might tag along with those two this time.
Do what you will.
Safety in numbers. Dude, come on, Card Sharp, loosen up.
No.
I see you doing yoga like every morning.
Cardtrip just starts heading towards the Candlebearers district.
Hey, Card Sharp.
What?
Don't let the door hit you on the way in.
He's tall.
All right. Who are we gonna follow first?
If the bar doesn't have anything hugely story important, then maybe them first. I don't know. I don't know what you got planned.
Yeah, let's go to the bar first. I like the idea of going to bars, just in general.
That's fair.
And also the bar is close. And also the bar is closer, so we can realistically say a lot of the shit that happens in the bar is happening while you're heading to the especially because Card Sharp, you are gonna need to because you're going somewhere a lot farther away. I'm gonna want like wit and streetwise, or actually no, let's make it intelligence streetwise because you're following instructions, like you're following vague directions.
Yeah.
So it'd be intelligence and streetwise to kind of actually be able to decipher those and find where you're going.
He's giving you landmarks that look different from your perspective because he's so low to the ground.
He's giving you landmarks, but they're like, oh, the big black stone building.
It's like a one-story stone building.
Card Sharp?
Oh, sorry. Intelligence streetwise?
Yep.
Okay. Whoa. Why did I pick up?
That is a lot less than 54 cards, my friend.
I didn't know you could do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you drag the little tag with the numbers on it, you drag the whole thing.
Why did his number tag go to the other side?
They're always on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's that one next to it then? On yours?
Mine.
Yeah, that's his. That's Charles.
Well, no, on my screen, Card Sharp's like, can I just not see it? On my
Refresh
screen,
it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got 3 successes.
I might take a picture of what I see on my screen later, but it doesn't really matter.
Fair enough. Might just be like resized weird.
It
Oh,
has been
yeah.
getting moved around.
Yeah,
a lot.
if I make my browser smaller, it goes underneath mine.
All right, so three successes is definitely enough. So, but we'll go to the bar. We'll go to the bars first. you guys just kind of you guys sort of make your way around, and you see kind of like an equal amount. You see like sort of like an equal amount of well-dressed dwarves and like just sort of like humans, just kind of like wandering about, just sort of checking out a lot of the sort of open air stalls that are kind of around, and walking in and out of like the buildings where it seems that the more, you know, high grade goods are sold. And it does not take you long to find like to find a large building with like a comically oversized beer glass in the front of it.
This looks
Wait,
promising.
comically big for a human or a dwarf?
Just in general, it's like as tall as you, Thorben.
I'll tap on it.
It makes just a hollow glass sound. It's not like the way in, it's a decoration.
Before we go in, Pikachu is gonna try and make like not a disguise, but he's just gonna use his cloak to like I don't know, cover his ears or something. Look less like a rat.
Okay, give me. What would a disguise be?
Stealth?
Sneaking,
Or I guess,
uh,
am I really gonna make you fucking roll for putting your hood up?
oh, do you have a
Like,
hood?
I
I thought it was
Well,
just like a cape or something.
I always pictured it with a hood,
Alright.
because it's like a robe.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put my hood up.
Yeah, I'll say you put your hood up. I'll say there's no flip for that.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Pikachu, you're a lot less. You're like you sort of like draw your robe kind of over your body and put your hood up. You look like it's from afar. It's very convincing. Like no one can really tell what you are. I feel like a lot of people would assume you're maybe just a really small dwarf in a robe.
Fair enough.
So you guys all just sort of the three of you file your way in, and you just see like it's very just like as you'd expect from like a dwarf bar, just like very rowdy and just like very kind of rowdy inside. Like dwarves just like very jovially like drinking at their tables and just sort of having a good time. And you can see like a dwarf, and sort of you see like a dwarf bartender kind of like wiping down like the polished stone slab bar.
I can see that so well. Hey, Charles, how much money we got?
We?
Well, I mean, you know, you were out cold for the whole goblin expedition. I think yours around. Like, come on.
I mean,
I feel like just because it's Charles, I feel like you need to flip charm persuasion for that.
Let's go.
Actually, you know what? Both of you flip charm persuasion,
okay.
and we'll and the higher success will deter. Like Charles is gonna try and like make a saving throw. Oh, it's not looking good for Charles.
You're saying that.
You're saying that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
So Charles, you just kind of you're just kind of like listen. What makes you think that I'm gonna buy you guys around? To which Pikachu in a single breath goes, "All right, that you've twisted my arm. 2 rounds it is." And him and Thorben just kind of walk off before you have a chance to rebut it, and you just kind of think to yourself like, "Oh, great." So you guys walk up to the bar, and who is going to address the barkeep?
I'm keeping a low profile.
2 of your strongest drinks, sir, madam. I don't know. Do I see their face or the guy or gal?
It's a little bit hard to tell with dwarves, but you can pretty much make out that it's a dude when he says,
I'll just say both anyways, just to be safe.
"Strongest, eh? You look a little tall for that, bucko."
You meant cheapest, right?
Listen, pal. I can drink whatever swill you put in my cup. Now give me the strongest bit you've got, because I'm trying to get fucked up. Sir? 2 of them.
Give me charm and streetwise.
Let me see charm streetwise. Yep, I'm healthy. I guess I get a hero point, right? I didn't think about that. Ooh. Listen, I want this shit, dude. I want it to be good.
What?
Fuck, dude. Alright,
So many
there it
Is
is.
that like 3 drive?
That's like 4 drive.
4 drive. It's not that useful anyways.
Well, there you go.
Alright.
He gives you just a hearty kind of
That was a nice jovial laugh.
You got guts, stranger. Let's see if we can fix that.
That was good.
And he pours like, he just sort of turns to just like this like very just intricate series of like of tubes behind him, and just pours 3 large tankards of just this like very sort of like dark foamy beer, and sort of sets it in front of you guys. The smell of alcohol is potent before you even pick it up.
What's this one called, boss?
Ugh. I asked when I first developed that one, I asked my patrons for a name, but I thought wasn't a very good one.
Alright,
I mostly just call it Rockwrecker.
I'm looking to get wrecked. I'm gonna steal myself. I'm gonna shoot one back.
Give me.
I'm gonna do that in unison with him.
Hell yeah.
Charles is just gonna just savor it, get as much out of it as he can.
I'm gonna say if you are going to drink any amount of this, it's gonna be a brawn biology flip.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Sorry, that was brawn.
Fuck.
Brawn biology.
I'm gonna hit a hero point. I need it.
I'm hitting the preemptive HP.
Oh lord.
and some drive.
Oh no.
Hey, look.
What? I didn't even see that, Zell. What the fuck?
Fuck, dude.
Charles died of alcohol poisoning.
Fuck, dude.
Holy shit.
The sky is beautiful.
Wait, was this one also in there?
No, he flipped the no. He flipped.
Oh,
one
that was for
earlier.
the other one, right.
Yeah. That was,
Oh
that was
my
when
god,
he
but
was,
they were
when
also.
he was-
Yeah.
all of his jokers were at the top of his fucking. Who shuffled this deck? What the fuck? Jokers in like 3 jokers in the top 10.
I mean, yeah. If I had like
Alright.
an absurd roll to start with.
What if he pulled all 3 jokers?
Well, you got 40 cards and no jokers.
One of these
That's
days
true.
we'll get a triple. We'll get it.
40 cards with
Okay.
no jokers and 2 crits.
Hell yeah.
So Charles, take 3 damage and immediately pass out.
I do like how I was the one who had a sip.
I know. Just the second this alcohol just like hits your fucking shapeshifter system, you just feel like a ripple through your whole body, and then you don't feel anything at all.
I swing round and catch his limp body on my tail. Carry him around.
Oh, man.
While chugging.
Wild chugging.
I'm gonna say so the reason that I set your health specifically to 3 is that I'm gonna make it so that you need to effectively do like a saving throws to wake yourself back up, and each one that's not a success is going to deal 1 damage to you.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
fuck. Well, for ever
How's
fighting,
that?
shapeshifters, we found a new poison.
You don't know it yet, technically.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
No,
you
what?
have no idea that's why. You just think you just reckon he can't handle his liquor.
I said it out of character. I
Which is
think.
probably also
Yeah.
true.
Meanwhile, meanwhile, Thorben, Thorben and Pikachu, you just start like as soon as you start like downing it, it's just like it's so incredibly alcoholic that like it just burns the whole way down. You effectively can't even taste it because of how alcoholic it is, and it's just like it completely assaults your senses. But you two have drinking enough to, you know, you're able to hold your liquor.
I gotta finish it.
And I'm gonna say you guys do both. I'm gonna say Thorben, you finish it with no problem. And Pikachu, I'm just gonna say for 3 successes, I'm gonna say that you like really feel like raring to go after having that. I'm gonna say you're gonna flip an additional card on your next 3 brawn actions
Oh,
Hell yeah.
this session.
I have another question now.
Like in character or out of character?
Out of character, is Charles's I don't know. I mean, it's not a question. Okay, it's for the DM. So, is Charles's cup still on the bar?
Oh, sorry, I'm eating.
That was just a.
That's-
Nah, he dropped it on the floor.
Fuck,
Dang.
dude.
The bartender just kind of like shrugs it off and he just goes, don't worry about it. I'm used to humans passing out in my bar.
Well, I was gonna steal the rest of it.
Say, I know all the regular city types that come down here, and none of you fit the description. What brings you, strangers?
Our friend was looking into some void magic stuff. Tagged along for the drinks.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better place I know of for either of those two. Those Candlebearer scholars run a tight ship over there. And me, well, he sort of like he gestures to Charles as he says, "I think my work speaks for itself." And I'm gonna say Pikachu. Give me a quick Give me like a quick Give me like a quick wit and sneaking really quick. As he addresses you, Pikachu, he kind of like almost gets a good look at your face, but you're quick enough to kind of like you're quick enough to kind of like shadow yourself under the hood.
Shadow yourself under the hedgehog.
Where he's just kind of like, well, void business though. Nasty stuff. I wouldn't get involved with it. I hear some of the hammer grips talk about those creatures down adjacent to the mines. Ugh. You wouldn't catch me anywhere near the deep caves.
What's down there?
Lords, from what I've heard tell, I don't know what isn't down there. All kinds of manner of void beasties of all shapes and size. Nasty ones too. They'd overrun this whole city if it wasn't for our fine guardsmen and our fine hammer grip guardsmen.
I see.
That's an unfortunate name.
He kind of like he looks almost taken aback and he just goes, "Not at all. Hammer grips are one of the most prestigious clans in the city. They're second only to the spine keep herself."
It's very what's the word? Obvious names. How long have dwarves been here in this area?
I'm no historian, my friend. But if I had to wager a guess, I'd say longer than you humans, but not quite as long as those void creatures. But anyway. What else can I get for you? You all look hungry. And he kind of like gives you guys menus for a little bit, and we're gonna go over to the other side of town for a little bit. As Card Sharp, you eventually find your way into sort of like a more sort of like dimly lit side of town. And sort of stumble across like just like sort of like a very large building with like more intricate carvings on the front than you'd see than you've seen on like most of the very utilitarian buildings that you've passed before. It looks important, to say the least.
Card Sharp is gonna walk in, or attempt to.
Okay, so as you walk in, you see like there's like a robed dwarf on a desk, kind of like poring over some scrolls, and he doesn't seem to notice you come in.
Card Sharp walks up to the desk and goes, "Excuse me. Is there anyone here I can speak to extensively about void magic?"
He kind of he looks up and he goes, "Well, aren't you in a hurry? I don't think I even caught your name before you asked for directions, stranger."
I apologize. My name is Card Sharp. I've gone through a lot in the past few days, and I need help figuring something out. And it has to do with, well, this. And Card Sharp summons Dagonet behind him to just kind of idly stand there.
They just kind of like just sort of like takes a moment just to kind of like look over Dagonet, and he just goes, You'd best be careful where you show that, friend. Folks are a bit squeamish around the void outside of these halls.
Card Sharp desummons him. I just need answers. I also need to know about this. And he shows the drawing of the, what was it specifically called? The unsettling portrait. Puts it on the desk. I don't know who this is, but I've seen them appear to me. And I don't know if that's connected to my ability or not.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I've just got a lot in my mind right now. I apologize for my initial rudeness.
No worries. I haven't introduced myself either. They call me Rackleaf. Say.
Yes.
Card Sharp, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I think he's talking to someone else.
Oh, that was weird. Sorry. Just weirdly timed.
Yes. Our associates at the guild sent word about you. Say, where are your associates? They said you would be bringing.
Probably passed out on some dirty tavern floor.
Well, I suppose I suppose everyone visits the Underspine once. I suppose everyone's first visit to the Underspine once. Yes, you might. You'll probably want to speak. Ooh, sorry. I'm eating, and I'm eating and like walking around, which is not very good to do. Yes, you'll probably want to speak with You'll probably want to speak with Selman up above. He's the head candle bearer outside of the castle. So, he was actually expecting you all.
How do I get to him? Is there some stairs or something?
He just sort of he points to like a very grand staircase behind him that's just sort of like spiraling upwards. That should do it.
Thank you once again. I appreciate your help.
The pleasure's mine, friend. And he sort of goes back to his business.
Cartrip is gonna politely take the portrait back and stuff it back in his coat. He's gonna head towards the staircase.
Okay. So you sort of like you climb the large stone spiral staircase for a while. And it kind of like and eventually it goes from just sort of like open in the room to sort of like in a very sort of, you know, for a dwarf probably not as so, but for you very sort of claustrophobic kind of climb.
Was his name Solomon? You said?
It was Selman.
Solomon. Cartrip was gonna knock at like maybe the door frame if there's no actual door. Excuse
yeah.
me, Mr. Solomon?
He just sort of a very kind of like wizened dwarf just sort of looks and he just goes, "Yes? How can I help you?"
The Mages Guild sent word of me. I am Card Shop, and I am here to kind of get some answers about void magic, to say very bluntly.
Well,
May I come in?
yes, come in.
Cartrip walks in. There's like a chair or something. He's gonna try and find a seat.
Yeah, it's just like there's just sort of like a carved stone chair. And you sort of look around and it's just sort of like it's you know, the Selman just goes, "Oh, terribly sorry about the mess." But as you look around, you see that like everything is like super well kept and maintained.
It's really no problem.
Now, I expected more of you coming, but I believe it was you who had the most specific questions.
Yes. I have a lot's happened to me since I've left, like in the last few months. First off, there's a big gap in my memory that I don't know what happened to me, but after the said missing memories, I had the ability to use void magic in ways that I've not heard spoken about. Would you want me to show you?
Please.
Card Sharp summons Dagonet again.
He's kind of he kind of like looks over. He takes like a pair of like glasses from like a chain that's sort of like hanging from the collar of his robe. Just sort of puts
Dagonet
them.
doesn't move or anything.
Yeah, he puts them on and just sort of starts examining Dagonet very carefully. He just goes, "Yes, a quite interesting creature. A wraith, as I would take it, but one very ostentatious one. Quite interesting. But I have heard plenty of tell of void mages being able to summon familiars. Is there something particular about it other than its look that is troubling you?"
Well, the fact that before the missing pieces of my memory, that I had no practice, that I was not a practitioner of void magic. And the fact that after I had carelessly tried to handle this, and he pulls out the void crystal that he's been keeping, a robed individual was able to turn my creature against me, which I wasn't aware of. And then I climbed a mountain for a friend. There's a fountain at the top, and I was called by another cloaked individual with these masks, touched by the father. And at the same time, I had a dream where I came face to face with both my creature and my mind, and I also saw this, and he pulls out the unsettling portrait. I don't know what this face means, but the Mages Guild was unable to tell me. And I don't know if it's connected to me suddenly being able to use void magic or not. So I've had a lot on my mind recently.
He kind of looks it over and he's just like, as he kind of does it, he just sort of like pulls like various tomes and scrolls from the book, and just like very quickly just kind of like goes through them, just sort of like looking over the crystal, looking over the portrait, like back to you and Dagonet, just like with actually like pretty incredible speed for a dwarf of his age, it seems.
I don't know if these are all connected or not, but these have all happened to me in a relatively short time span. Everything.
Very, very interesting. Well, there's little I can tell you about the lapse of memory in its, well, just in general, but it would seem to me, based on your description, that some sort of void magic force is responsible for it. Especially given the fact that you suddenly became proficient in a magic as unstable and difficult to master as void magic. The thing that intrigues me, though, is this mention of a... Are you certain they said a father of the void?
What I can remember, well, there were these individuals dressed completely cloaked, and they had masks, some of varying expressions. And when I summoned Dagonet, one of them said that I was one of the touched by the father. I don't know what that means.
It's hard to say that I do as well. Void creatures don't have parents like you or me. They simply spring forth from that terrible darkness. If there were some sort of progenitor to these creatures, that would be most intriguing, but there's just simply nothing recorded about it.
Does the portrait remind you of anything? I apologize if I seem pushy, but I've been through basically hell and back, and I've been just looking for answers. And it gets frustrating when I can't find any.
The frustration that is caused by a lack of knowledge is why the Candlebearer clan exists, my friend. But in regards to this father, I'm not sure to what extent I personally can help, but... And he kind of like has this sort of just very worried look over his face, and he just goes, No, I couldn't ask that of someone. I couldn't ask that of someone.
Please, if it is anything to help me learn more about why I'm like this.
There is... He just kind of like has just sort of a look on his face, just goes, well,
I know you're worried,
There-
and I am too, but at this point, I am desperate for answers.
there was a time that so it is written that our ancestors were desperate for answers too. And so they made contact with one of the creatures down below in the deepest mines. On all accounts, he is described as a wicked, fearsome thing, born of void and stone. But he was wise beyond anything we had ever known. It is thanks to the initial teachings of this creature that we are able to so adeptly handle the void menace. If you were able to make contact with him, I have no doubt that he would have more answers. But, well, those caves are not one anyone willingly goes.
I just have to know. And Card Sharp also kind of shows the kind of broken, like, half mask that's always over his eye. I also don't know what this means, but when I summon or desummon my creature, it all conduits back to here.
Well, I am sorry to say that I have given you what we have. Your case is unique even among our records of thousands of years.
You've given me more than enough to think about. I just have two more things. Is there any way I could get a permission or so have it for me and my party to head down to those deep mines that you mentioned? I'll give it some thought, but if that's where I can find answers, I might want to delve deeper into this.
The hammer grips guard our city from the void. If you seek access down there, they'd be just about your only option.
And second, while I'm still here, can you at least tell me more about what a familiar is? Because I still don't know how much. I still don't know what this thing is. I know that it sort of rests in my mind, and that I know its name is Dagonet. I don't know. Is it a part of my thoughts? Is it something deep within me that he was born?
The void is a wicked and unstable thing. Controlling it directly can lead to trouble. Many of the documented practitioners of void magic therefore choose to opt for, rather than using their own bodies, pull bodies from the void and bind them to themselves. It's equally as dangerous. One slip and the creature could turn on them in an instant, but...
Which I have firsthand witnessed. I had to take him down myself.
Then you're lucky to be alive, friend.
But I just don't know why it took this kind of form. It's almost like another person.
It's hard to say why void creatures take on form at all, let alone why they choose the ones they do.
I tried speaking to it once in a dream, and I kind of was able to sort of feel what it was thinking, but that is the closest I've gotten to actually communicating with it. It understands me just fine, but I have no idea the level of true sentience that this creature has when I summon it.
Sorry, I'm eating. Well, I can tell you this much about that. The void is as alive as you and me, and so are all the creatures born from it. Don't think for a moment that the creature at your side is some mindless automaton. I can assure you that no good can come of underestimating it.
I don't. Honestly, without it, I probably would not be sitting here right now. I owe it a lot. I just don't know why or when it came into my life. But
Well, then I hope you can find your answers, friend.
thank you for all you've done.
Anytime. Now, if you are planning to visit the deeper delves, you might want to meet up with the friends that I was told you'd be bringing with you.
I suppose so.
Alright. And, I'm gonna say with that, you sort of, like, start filing out. You, like, say your goodbyes and start filing out and heading towards, like, the center of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And, while that's going on, let's sort of go to the bar itself. Pikachu and Thorben, you've got you guys are sort of like having like your second round using some money that you took from using some money that you took from Charles's pocket. By the way, Charles, can you flip one card for me?
Sure.
All right, take 1 damage as your
Okay.
body continues to reject the alcohol.
Oh shit.
Yeesh.
And Pikachu and Thorben, as you're as you guys are sort of like having your drinks, you hear from the other end of the bar, like just some people call to you, just goes, "Hey! Hey!
Hey!
Are they yelling at us?
You there! Come on! I want to meet the new faces who came in, and I want to meet the new faces who came in right away, and went straight for went straight for Torrens Rockwrecker.
We heard it was the most reputable establishment around, and we needed to get absolutely wrecked. You know what I'm saying? I shoot some finger guns at him.
Some finger gun arrows.
Yeah. I want to shoot an arrow that does a finger gun at him.
Give me charm ranged.
Oh my god.
Bang bang. Oh shit.
You shoot 2 arrows with like little sort of like rubber finger gun hands on them, and they sort of like bounce up in a way that makes the back thumbs like snap like you're cocking the gun. It looks very, very cool.
Hell yeah. I did that while I was drunk, by the way, so. Adds an extra layer.
I like you, stranger.
I like you
Not
too.
many- Not many of the people who come up from above have any spine. But you seem like you can roll with the best of them.
That's what they call me, Thorben Spinely.
Give me charm lying.
Oh fuck.
He goes, Vine leaf, eh?
What? What?
Not a warrior's name, son. Not a warrior's name. Doesn't suit you. But your name's your name, I suppose.
Hey, listen, you know, that name's not indicative of who I am, you know? I chop down trees still. For all these arrows, you know?
So,
I flex.
He kind of like he just sort of he just sort of like also like addressing you, Pikachu. He's just like, and what do they call you?
I'm a Pikachu.
Huh. That's a new one. Where's it from?
I'm from out of town.
All right. You're gonna need to give me another wit and sneaking, because that answer is gonna make him like very sort of slightly just like, huh? That's just a weird thing to say. That's a weird answer to that question.
As a non-dwarf.
It's like, where are you from? Out of town.
You make an effort to sort of like, kind of like hide your face from him, and he just sort of like, he doesn't look that closely. He just goes, "Well, I knew that much, friend." No matter, though. What brings you here anyway? You don't look like the normal fancy types who come in for a taste of the exotic dwarven goods. He says with like very exaggerated mocking gestures.
Are you a woman? Are you using feminine wiles right now? I can never tell with you dwarves.
That's not something you should say.
Can you flip presence streetwise?
I'm loving these flips. Because I have barely any of them. So it's kind of just like, and I used all my drive. I guess I haven't used all my hero points.
Just get better at, being wise in the streets.
Yeah.
Wise in the streets, wise in the sheets, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Certainly not that.
Not that wise.
Ooh, spicy.
His expression goes from like very sort of like jovial to very kind of aggressive as he pounds his fist on the table, as he pounds like a very heavy, like calloused fist on the table and goes,
Now you've done it.
"Listen, Vine Leaf, think that's anything to... I think you should be watching your tone, seeing as you're talking to the foreman of the Stonebreakers."
What's that?
He kind of looks to you and goes, "What's that?" We're the ones that go down in those caves, braving the rats and the dust to haul out all the precious goods.
I take down a note that he's a 4-man and not a 4-woman.
How about a little respect, out-of-towners?
Hey, listen, I'm sorry about that one. You know, that was a little bit. You know, that was a little bit rude of me. I was just trying to throw down some dwarvenly banter, and you know, to make it up to you, my friend here is going to buy you a drink. Bartender.
All right. This is a good time for your next saving throw.
I'm counting down.
Take 1 damage as they root through your pockets for more money.
He's lying there like gurgling, and we're just like grabbing.
He's like frothing at the mouth.
We are pretty fucking stoned, I'd say, right? Pretty up there. Almost said boned.
All right. I'm gonna say as you do that, Card Sharp. I'm gonna say Card Sharp. You walk in, and you it does not take you long to see Thorben to make out where your friends are sitting. As you spot Thorben, digging through an unconscious Charles' pocket, as Pikachu just kind of like tries to stand there as nondescriptly as possible.
Hardsharp sits on the other side of the bar and asks for a drink.
He's like not moving.
He just walks in like he. Excuse me, bartender. Do you have something a bit light? He just sits on the other side of the bar, like up against the counter. He doesn't acknowledge them at all.
1 water it is.
I guess a bit harder than that.
I'll see what I can do, friend.
Thank you.
And he...
Oh, Card Sharp! Hey, get him one of the Rockwreckers, dude. He's good for it. That's my friend. He can handle it.
I'm gonna let you because it's another issue with money. I'm gonna let you flip another one, Card Sharp, or Charles rather.
3rd time's the charm, right?
All right.
Oh.
All right. So you're now like properly unconscious. So,
Can I like try and like emulate that thing where they say clear? I think it's called a defibrillator.
Defibrillator.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Can
just
I like
when-
jolt him
you
back
just
to
press-
life?
You press your tail up against his chest.
give me
I look over.
Give me biology and force magic.
I look over after having grabbed as much money as I could find on him, holding it in my hands. I look over and say, "Is he doing all right?" Pouring it onto the bar. Oh my god!
Wow. I would like to remind Zell that we did label you as the anti-Joker in your absence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
He doesn't want to roll a new
That's
character
good.
just
That's
yet.
good.
Maybe I do want to roll a new character, and then you don't use it. Is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
All right. So we're gonna shoot. It looks like we're gonna shoot that Joker.
Yeah.
So Pikachu, you just sort of like you rub your hands together and just sort of press them to Charles's chest. And Charles, you kind of like you jolt awake, still like incredibly groggy, but you have come to with 1 health.
Card Sharp is playing cards by himself
I tried it.
On
I
the-
tried seasoning it.
on the bar counter.
Just eating rice. So I was just gonna cut the line down to.
Bartender, what's this I hear about a Rockwrecker drink?
Hopefully it's okay.
Don't worry, dude. You'll like it. Best brew they got around.
Don't worry yourself.
Wait, are you talking to the bartender?
bartender, yes.
The bartender's just like, huh. Say, friend, are you with those guys?
No.
Yes.
Well, they're the only other.
As
Well,
Charles
you might-
jolts awake, he gives you a weak wave.
Well, if not, you might want to go introduce yourselves. You make the fourth person I've ever met who came in out from the service and ordered a Rockwrecker first thing.
Hell yeah.
Do you actually want to order one, Card Sharp?
Yes.
All right.
Hell
So
yeah.
he does pour you one then and sets it in front of you.
Card Sharp downs the whole thing in one go.
Same as them all. Brawn biology.
Chug.
Prawn. Okay. And I'm healthy. I'll use a hero point. I haven't used them.
Probably a good idea.
Oh.
Oh, maybe not.
Ooh, spoke too
Oh.
soon, dude.
Oh.
It's not
So-
a double joker at least.
It's not a
Yeah.
it's not a double joker where you're gonna have the similar like pass out and take damage if you don't succeed the saving throw flips, but I'm not gonna set your health to 3, so you're at no risk of dying from this.
Okay.
Just
Just
And,
roll a card.
Before it kicks in, though, I want Card Sharp to turn to them. Say,
Okay.
can you morons not even handle a simple alcoholic drink? Like seconds before it kicks in.
So he falls on the ground after he says that?
He just
Yeah.
immediately keels over.
And there's just a bunch of playing cards that fall out of his coat, too.
he says that, he fucking bottoms up, kicks it, and then he just falls out of his chair onto the floor.
I look over to Pikachu. I know he's buying the next round.
Hey.
You didn't already pay for his, did you?
Yeah, we paid for this.
Yeah. Well, if you want your money back.
I'm gonna say because if I remember correctly, we switched over to a more like aggregate gold that works more similarly to Spucks, so I have to do less math.
Oh, okay. I was at 40 gold, 10 silver before all this.
I haven't even keeping track of my money at all. I don't know how much I have.
40 gold. Let's say 40 gold, 10 silver. That's a lot.
Got
I
banked,
mean,
dude.
I did bribe, or not bribe, but shake down the priest.
Yeah, he did do that.
Let's say each gold was like 500 of the new currency. Does that sound fair? That'd put you at like 20,000.
Sure.
20,000, geez.
Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know what your currency system is.
I'm changing it because no one fucking knows how it is. I hate the fucking D&D gold and silver shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, so you're just changing it to like a solid currency.
I'm changing
Yeah.
it to like, yeah. Yeah, so let's say like he had 20,000. The rest of you have like half that, except for Thorben, who has like a
Zero.
fourth of. I was gonna give you a fourth.
I gave all of it away to the church.
Okay, so Thorben is at 0.
Yeah, I'm broke completely. That's why I need other people to buy my beer when they're knocked out, preferably.
I am gonna say of the 20,000 you had on you, you're missing about 1,000 when you check your money,
Okay.
and you think you have a pretty good idea of where it went.
Yeah.
Do I have enough left over from what I jacked from him to buy another beer?
I mean, you did just steal from him before he woke up, so
Hey,
Sure.
it's cool. If I don't, I'll just steal it from Card Sharp.
you've got enough to buy something for the foreman and kind of make up for you misgendering him.
Alright, okay, so I had enough to buy him a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna order another one for myself and then walk over to Card Sharp.
You're not gonna find where Card Sharp keeps his money.
Oh shit. Fair point.
I mean,
gonna
He's
try.
a rogue. He's not gonna keep it in his coat.
I mean, he might with a wit investigation.
Well,
I mean,
I'll
don't get your
DM you
hopes up.
Dingle like where he keeps it, and you decide the difficulty of the roll.
Let's think.
You're saying it's in character for him to not have it like that easily accessible.
I'm gonna say two successes is not quite gonna cut it. But you do find those rings that you didn't realize he stole from the Lord in the previous.
Oh yeah.
I like while I'm on the ground looking through his shit, I kind of hold him up. I go, "Hey, can I pay for drinks with these?"
The bartender just sort of looks at you and he's just like,
We're friends, don't worry.
friend, I don't normally say this, but it seems like you've had enough.
I just kind of
Card Sharp, do you want to do your first saving throw? That is perfect. You come to in Thorben's arms as he's holding you up, as he's holding what was previously your unconscious body up over the bar.
Hey, buddy.
Do I see him holding the stuff that's mine?
Yeah.
I'm sliding it across the bar currently.
Give me agility stealth to quickly hide it, Thorfinn. Agility sneaking rather.
Okay.
Oh, you sure do. You sure do, Card Sharp. Clear as day.
Bumbled.
Card Sharp pulls out his dagger and holds it up
I
against
drop
Thorben's
Card
throat.
Sharp. I drop Card Sharp on the ground.
Card Sharp,
Yeah, Card Sharp, you
he
sort of fall.
stands-
You fall to the ground as you're drawing your knife.
Hey, buddy, it's okay. I kind of just push the rings onto the floor at him in a general direction. It's okay, you know. Keep them. I was just gonna buy you a drink to help wake you up, but you seem to have that covered, my friend.
Give me presence and lying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even do a hero point.
What do you roll?
I
rolled
I'm,
a
gonna-
1.
I'm gonna say with just one success, you definitely don't buy that card sharp.
Don't rifle through my coat unless it's the last thing you want to do.
Well, it was the last thing I wanted to do before you put a knife to my throat, you know? Wait, after. No, after you did that. So, think about it.
The bartender just kind of like he's just kind of like, fellas, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but we're not the type of bar that allows brawls.
What kind of dwarf bar is this? You're telling me I drank too much? You're saying there's no brawls allowed? I walk out. I can't handle it.
Okay, so Thorben is storming out apparently.
Next thing you know, they're gonna ban singing about gold.
All right. I don't know if any of you are gonna follow him out.
I'll be right back. My food just got here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go far from the bar. I'm just gonna stand out on the street.
Charles just double checking all his pockets.
You double check pockets and they're all just turned out already.
I'll be right back as well.
Okay.
I'm getting a drink since everybody's going.
Damn.
I'll be right back.
Might as well. I'm gonna finish my food then.
Fair enough.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Someone head out, or someone just had to go do something.
Yeah, the crew's grabbing drinks and finishing food.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished eating. Brown. It seems like Brown's still grabbing something.
Heh, my package also came in.
Nice.
That is really cool. It's a big ass case though. Never seen a Blu-ray case this thick. Then again, I don't really buy like TV shows on DVD or Blu-ray. I mean,
It's fair.
oh no!
You seen the RPG chat, by the way, Dingle? I think Doc was interested in joining.
I noticed that. I noticed that. I should mention something about that.
I thought Blu-rays were supposed to hold more, but there are 9 discs here. Well, I guess it's 3 seasons of a TV show.
Exactly.
Definitely,
I've got the old version of the sheet.
I'm definitely glad I bought this though.
The one with law.
Yeah, I think there is a new sheet.
What percentage is back now?
Everyone now.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Dingle, did you hear what I bought?
Yeah, you told. I was here when you said it.
Oh, sorry.
Avatar.
Yeah. It's cool.
Oh,
My
man.
favorite James Cameron film.
Fuck off!
I can't believe you got the sequels too. Those don't even have.
I know he got the sequel like 5 years early.
I got all 8
Crazy.
sequels. I got all 8 sequels that James Cameron planned out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Fucking
Didn't he say something
Avatar
like he had
cinematic
3
universe?
sequels planned
He
or
did.
something?
He did
Yeah,
say
they're in
something.
the making.
He did say some fuck shit like he wants to make like 4 Avatar movies.
The first one wasn't even good. It was
No,
boring.
it wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't.
What about-
I don't
dude,
remember.
it was just a video. It's just a video. Like I don't watch his stuff much anymore. But like Jack's films, he put out a video where he like went across. He like went just like him and like Internet Common Etiquette and some other dude. They went into the streets of LA and they just asked. They said like, we'll give you $100 if you can name one character from the highest grossing movie of all
yeah.
time, Avatar.
I
And
saw
like,
that video.
and like one person was able to do it.
That film is basically just like a 2-hour-long tech demo
It-
for like special
it's-
effects.
Yeah.
That game is Crisis 2 the movie. Actually,
That's
no,
what-
that's not even. Actually, no, that's a super bad comparison because Crisis 2 held up.
Anyway, if everyone's here, we should probably get back to it.
I'm gonna.
All right, are we continuing?
Okay. Yes, we are. So, I'm gonna say you guys follow Thorben as he storms out of the bar, just for story's sake, unless one of you specifically objects to it for some reason.
Card chart follows last.
Okay. Thorben, you're just kind of outside, just kind of like muttering to yourself, just kind of like sort of muttering to yourself about how you thought the dwarves would be way cooler. Because mainly you got here and like almost everyone you've interfaced with has yelled at you.
Oh god, I thought they'd be cool, real uptight, you know. Just, oh, fucking dwarves. I'm not joining. Spine.
I'm not
Oh.
joining the dwarf.
More like
Card Sharp.
spineless. You know what I'm saying?
Card Sharp speaks up.
I say
and
it
says-
quietly so no dwarves hear me.
And says,
I love the sentence. More like spineless. I say quietly so no one hears me.
Card Sharp says to the group, "We leave for the deepest mines tomorrow. Be ready by the morning."
I'm ready right now.
Wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. I just gotta. I got people over and they're about to leave, so I'm gonna say goodbye.
Fair enough.
Sure.
Well, my parents have people over. Obviously, I'm not
I
part
was
of
like,
the
I was
group.
thinking.
Obviously, I'm not part of the.
He's in the living room right now, ignoring his auntie.
I invited people
Exactly.
over, but I told them to just chill in the living room while I play
Exactly,
D&D, and they're
While I
leaving
finish
now.
up this RPG
Exactly.
stuff. It's important, Granny.
Paul, just chill, dude. I got something to take care of back in 3 hours.
Okay. So, Karcharp said you're leaving tomorrow.
Mainly
Uh,
because I think Card Sharp would at least see that Charles needs a rest.
All right. And Thorben, you said something to it. You said something in response to that. That I think I missed.
He said he's ready now.
We'll let everyone sleep off the alcohol, but I need to go down there. I would rather die a pitiful death than spend the rest of my life chasing answers.
Speak for yourself.
If you don't want to come, you don't have to, but
I mean, I'll just avoid the whole death part. But,
All right. Well, I mean, if you guys wanna like sleep the rest of the, if you guys want to sleep, you will
gotta
have
find
to.
an end, right?
Well, I mean, you guys have found an inn, but you just stormed out of it. I suppose you guys, I would allow a wit streetwise if you so desired to find a new one.
We go back in with different accents.
We didn't get kicked out, did we?
No, we
No,
just
you,
left.
Thorben just left.
no, you did. Thorben just made an ass of himself and then stormed out when the bartender got mad at him, and you guys all just sort of followed him like the friends that have to keep an eye on their drunk friend at the bar.
Hey, listen, guys. Listen. You might want to, that guy in there, he might be at the inn we need. So I'm going to go take a piss in the alley. You guys, you chat him up. I bought him a beer, he'll be willing to talk. I just, I don't think I can go back in there right now.
You bought him.
All right.
Yeah, with, I'm going to go to the alley now.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Charles. I say, going.
Your next commission's going right to me.
It was anyways, wasn't it?
Yeah, touche.
All right. So, Thorben's gonna find an alley to piss in. You guys are going to head over to the. You guys are gonna head back into the inn, and so before we continue, Thorben, could you give me presence and sneaking?
Yeah.
Now roll presence and pissing.
Oh.
Okay, we'll just keep that 0 successes in the back of our minds.
Oh god.
Here, let me just.
It's a good 0.
I don't know how to. Do I just put it like? Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's good. That's one way to do it.
All right. And so you guys are going to so you guys are going to head back into the bar and sort of walk up to the bartender. I don't know who wants to address him about acquiring for a room or rooms. I don't know if you got. I don't
Card
know.
Sharp will. Excuse me,
So the bar,
bartender.
as you sort of walk, he says, "Ah, back already, huh? I knew my drinks were good, but not that good."
Excuse me, bartender. Do you have rooms available?
Ah, sure do.
It might be best to let that big lug sleep it off a bit.
To save money, is there any room with 4 beds? Actually, 3 could do. Pikachu could share with someone.
What about one big bed?
I guess.
It's just like a fucking queen size bed because they're dwarves.
I mean, we got a big room with a bed and some. We got a big room with a bed and some couches. It'd be about. I usually charge about 400 gold a night for it.
400 gold a night.
Hey, I bought drinks.
Out of character again. I don't know how much money I have.
Yeah,
I think you
10,000.
have 10,000. I think.
Yeah.
I think I gave him 20,000 just because we had like a set amount of gold for him, and I just gave you guys, other than Thorben, who donated all of his money to the church, half that, just because we know that just because we knew that you had less.
Which, mind you, now that I'm thinking about it, pretty much means that the donation I gave to the church is what he shook out of him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if I'm paying for the first night, then I get the bed.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
So I have 10,000. You said now I'll have
Yeah.
6,000. Okay, I'll have to keep track.
You don't have
400.
6,000. You have 9,600.
Okay.
Not 4,000 a night.
Okay. Yeah, Card Sharp will put the money on the table.
You know, I'm looking at this piss successes counter, and there's like somebody put a second piss successes above it, and it kind of like there's something about it that abstractly reminds me of times I've taken a piss and it's just gone all over the place, just of its own accord.
It's a really it's a really good it's a really good simple visualization of what it's like to piss while really drunk. Where you definitely can see it. You but not like as clearly as you would want to be when handling piss.
Also,
So I will say, So money changes hands, and then he gives you a key to the room. And sort of like, ooh. Do you guys mind this being a shorter session? Because I have the perfect way to end this.
I thought we were wrapping it up now, which is why I
Okay.
insisted on going to sleep. Plus, I gotta
All right.
eat.
All right, perfect.
Fair enough.
So
It's around 8. We usually end around
Yeah.
8:30.
we do.
It was a bit shorter, but
It
there's
was
a lot
about a
of
half hour shorter than normal, but
there was
I
a
think
lot
you-
of setup that we needed for this. Though,
It was a
for
very
tomorrow.
story-heavy session because it was your first time in a new city.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyway,
fine.
So
Not that I'll remember in the morning.
so money exchanges hands, and then he gives you a key. And as you guys are sort of like getting ready to go to the room, you hear like a really loud commotion outside, and among the kind of like just sort of like yelling and among the sort of like yelling and back and forth, you pretty distinctly hear Thorbin's voice.
Wow, that's
Do you guys want to? Does anyone want to go outside the bar and see what's happening?
sure.
Sure.
Fine.
As you guys sort of like exit, you see already a fair way away. There's you see Thorbin in kind of like very heavy handcuffs being escorted by two dwarven guards a fair ways away.
We'll pick him up in the morning. Cells have cots they can
Yeah.
sleep on.
You guys
Parker
are
goes back to bed.
Are my pants still around my ankles?
they
He's
are
still pissing.
Your pants are still around your ankles.
Yeah.
Cardchirp says that what he said, and then just goes back. He just decide to go to bed.
No, I agree with Pikachu. I'm still pissing.
I think
It looks like
I'll try to catch up to him.
it looks like
Just
looks
let
like
him
you
spend a
guys
night
are
with Slammer.
it looks like you guys are going to be visiting Thorbin in jail next time on RPG.
Why couldn't we just go to bed? He can sleep. He can spend a night in the Slammer.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we can decide what the time frame is.
Also, they
But
don't call.
I just really wanted to end it on the note of Thorbin being carried away by guards.
Yeah, it's fair.
They also don't call it that here. They call it the hammer. Get it? Because it's
The
dwarves.
Oh, man.
Also, if you think about it, a hammer is a kind of slammer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got a point.
It's not a very good one.
It's
All
pretty
right.
blunt. Yeah.
As most slams are.
So that's this one.
Oh.
I hope it was enjoyable enough.
It was.
I always got to really
No, definitely.
front load story stuff on like the first trip to a really new place.
No, it's good. Combat's like definitely the highlight for me, but like there has to be a balance. And it has been fun.
Honestly, I was expecting there to be combat in
Yeah.
this session. You really made some critical stealth. You really made some critical sneaking rolls,
Yeah.
Pikachu.
It
Pretty
was
much,
good, dude.
if you failed a single one of those, it would have ended in talk your way out of it or fight.
Just as an aside, it is a shame I didn't think of anything to use my stacked deck on.
Stacked deck? Oh, right,
he
right.
flipped well, the thing was, he flipped all of his jokers like immediately,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then because of it, he was unconscious for like half of the session and just didn't flip at all. I think Zell flipped like 3 times this session.
Something like that, yeah. Plus 3 more for the saving,
Well, I mean,
if that counts.
not. I mean, not
Yeah.
There will be plenty of opportunities to win. Something tells me the next session you guys are gonna be talking your way into places you're not supposed to be. So I feel like you'll probably be flipping a lot more unless you also decide to start the session by getting 2 jokers on drinking a beer.
Fair enough.
That being said, though, what are we thinking hero points wise?
I know mine.
Well, we can start with you then. That's easy.
Okay, I'm giving one to Zell
Yeah.
for buying the drinks.
Thanks.
Ended up buying way more rounds than he jokered for.
And then I'm buying oh shit. I'm giving one to Pikachu for being strong in the face of racism.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah. Pikachu, because you never got a chance to use it, I'm gonna carry over those extra brawn flips.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's mine.
I'll go next.
Let's
I know mine.
Okay.
Want to card sharp for attempting the Rockwrecker. He didn't make it out, but it's a thought that counts on that.
You know what, man? He shot his shot. He wasn't gonna he
He really
wasn't
did.
gonna show he wasn't gonna show up to the party and not have a beer.
Good shit too.
I might want to Thorben for the legendary finger pointer arrows. Finger gun.
Forgot.
Finger gun arrows.
Those were great.
I have like a really weird image in my mind for that. Of just like 2 foam arrows flying and then hitting, and then the finger guns go off, and it's just like a whole
Shebang.
literally.
Let's go to you next, Zell.
All right. Well, I feel like I have to give one to Thorben for just all the shenanigans.
Just robbing you blindly. It's what you would have done, you know?
It's what I would have done. And there's some respect in it.
Thorben for digging through his unconscious friend's pockets without a second of hesitation.
I taught him so well.
See, it's you see, last session I was high up. You know, I was an honorable man. I said I can't dig through his pockets. This time I was downtrodden. I needed a drink. I had no money. He was unconscious. You know what I mean?
This session, you still had that fucking like goblin murder boner. You were rowdy. Nothing was gonna stop you.
And then I got yelled at a bunch.
Oh man. And second one, I think I gotta go to Card Sharp for actually doing something productive.
I didn't say it, but honorable mentions to Card Sharp for actually, doing story shit while we fucked around at the bar.
I mean, isn't that every D&D campaign really?
Thank God.
No,
like
I
someone in the
have it any other way.
someone in the party is bringing the story forward, and everyone else is just bar.
Because all the fun stuff happens in the bar. I went to a bar before, dude. They're fun.
Yeah.
All right. And on that note, Cynical, why don't you carry on the story of who gets your hero points?
I'm gonna give one to Thorben for creating an interesting ending for the session, and one to Pikachu for saving Charles's life with the makeshift defibrillator action.
Oh yes. That was good.
Almost ending it, but then saving it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nearly killed him, but it looked
To be
cute.
fair, to be fair, I talked a big game on that Joker. It would not have killed. The Joker would have been that Pikachu's hood flew off while he was doing it.
Oh.
It would not have killed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have really
I
thought you
wasn't
would have
expecting
actually
it
killed
to
him
That-
off
that was-
in
that
the
was
bar.
expecting it to just
I was
outright
expecting
murder
a
him.
kill. It was just I'm giving it to him because
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
really helpful.
No, yeah, but the thing was that was while that was the Joker I had planned. It would have been a good. I recognized it was a really good spot to use it, and I realized in that moment that Zell definitely didn't know he was the anti-Joker because he wasn't here
Oh,
when
yeah.
we made him the anti-Joker.
Yeah.
Which was part of the joke, I think.
The anti-joke, if you will.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, speaking of which, who do we want the anti-Joker to be for next week? Damn,
Feel like-
don't all,
feel like
don't all
Brett-
volunteer at once, fellas.
I feel like
thinking-
Brown
I'm
might
thinking.
need it.
Yeah,
He's in the most vulnerable position right now.
that's fair.
Well, I mean, you could say a similar thing about you. Well, yeah.
Can they? Can we?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right, dude. At least you're free in enemy territory. I'm getting locked up. I'm gonna put that anti-Joker right in my prison pocket.
Oh, man.
All right.
That was a good session.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Welcome to Dwarf Town, fellas.
Dr. Worf.
Alright, I'm head out.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
See you, fellas.
See ya, fellas.
Have a good
All right, y'all.